Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Play AGEOD Civil War. I screwed up when I made the last video, this one, uh, because I recorded it and the sound didn't record, which was my own fault. So what I'm going to do is click play here on the video I recorded before with no sound, and I'll record the audio over it now. So we pick up here after the last turn. We just took Fayetteville with this one division under Nathaniel Lyon, so that's pretty good progress. Uh, I'm moving some reinforcements down here to Fayetteville to garrison the city, and the plan is to take Lyon and maybe move him down in the direction of Fort Smith. However, we really can't do that right now because this division's cohesion has gotten a little low. They're tired after the attack, so they need a break. So I put them on defensive mode, and I'll leave them there for a turn before sending them down in this direction to Fort Smith. We might not be able to take Fort Smith during the winter time, depending on how they have it garrisoned and what the weather looks like and stuff, but we'll give it a shot, and we'll pull back if we have to. So down here we've taken New Orleans. This is really big news. Hovering over New Orleans, you can see all the resources that it gets us. 5 money, 3 war supply, 83 general supply, and 14 ammunition every turn. So that's good. Really good news we took it here. So here's the units that I landed there. And as you can see, their cohesion's a little low after their longboat ride and then the attack. So yeah, I'll put them on defensive mode too and let them sit for a turn while they recover. Another thing I'll need to do, which I'll do after pausing it in a bit, is make divisions out of these 4 generals and all these units. I'll be doing that in a minute or two when I pause this video. Meanwhile, there's these boats that just ran those forts and made the long voyage around the United States, so their cohesion's a little low and they're a little beat up. They can use a rest. So I click the green button to put them on passive posture, which is the posture where they'll recover the fastest, and I put them right into New Orleans so they can sit in there in the harbor and rest up. So that's my plan with them. Going into the future, looking into the future, the next thing I need to do with the troops in this area is take those forts, Fort Pike, Fort St. Philip, and Fort Jackson, that are all surrounding New Orleans. I need to do that in order to give New Orleans a connection to the ocean. Right now, New Orleans is sort of landlocked. If I click over here, you watch me click on the Atlantic Ocean for a second, and you'll see why connecting New Orleans to the ocean is a good idea. There's this shipping box. And in this shipping box, I have a series of transports. And just by virtue of sitting in this shipping box, these transports connect all coastal areas to my supply network. So supplies will be able to flow in and out of New Orleans if I manage to take some of these forts and connect New Orleans to the ocean. So that'll be the plan with Joe Hooker's troops here, because I'm going to have to sort of clean up this peninsula, take those forts. Once I've done that, I can think about moving up the Mississippi and maybe taking Baton Rouge or something. But that's farther in the future after I take these forts around New Orleans. But for the moment, Joe Hooker's just going to sit here and rest for at least one turn. In the east, we have a few issues to deal with. Joe Johnston and his Shenandoah force seems to be heading up towards Pennsylvania again. And again, same as last time, he might be heading towards those railroads, or he might be heading towards Harrisburg. We'll find out soon enough. But for now, I don't think I'm going to do anything to react to him. I don't have any defenses in Harrisburg, but I do have defenses in Pittsburgh and defenses in Grafton, which I can move over there if he heads in that direction. So for the moment, I'm not going to react to what he's doing. I'm going to wait and see what he does. The biggest threat we have going on right now is his Army of the Potomac. This, I think, is the same army as that pushed us out of Manassas earlier. It may have gotten some reinforcements in the meantime. But one thing they have done is organize the army into divisions. And because they did that, this army is probably quite a bit stronger than it was earlier when it was attacking, because it wasn't a division. It was just a big pile of brigades. So here's my defending force. Right now it's just a big pile of brigades. This is the force that got pushed out of Manassas earlier. But remember, when it lost that battle, it inflicted more casualties than it took. So I think what I'm going to do here is leave this defending force in Alexandria in the hopes that if it gets attacked, maybe it'll get pushed out again, but maybe it'll be another battle where we end up on the positive side of the casualty list. So the only thing I will do is I'm going to take the units that are there and organize them into divisions to hopefully increase the strength of that defending unit to counter the fact that Beauregard's units are all in divisions now. So in about a minute I pause the game. Oh yeah, if he does get attacked and pushed out of Alexandria, hopefully he'll get pushed backwards and they'll just merge all their units into Washington, D.C. and have a really big stack in Washington, D.C. to defend there. Because if we lose Washington, we lose the war. That's about it. So I'm going to turn some divisions, make some divisions up there in Washington, D.C. I'm going to make some divisions down there in New Orleans. And there, I had just paused the game and restarted it to do that. So there's the two divisions I created at Alexandria, just out of the units that were there. They're not sort of optimal. They don't have the proper mix of artillery, and they don't have a sharpshooter unit like I'd like them to have, but they are quite a bit stronger than they were a minute ago. The power level of that stack is now 900, whereas before I made them into divisions, I think it was in the 600s. So hopefully they'll hold in Alexandria, or if they get pushed out, hopefully they'll do a good job of doing damage while they pull back. And I'm pulling out of Alexandria all the extra supply units and stuff I had there because they're not doing anything in Alexandria. I want to keep them protected. And here are the 4 divisions I've made in New Orleans. Still, they need to sit here for a turn to recover their cohesion, but the divisions are now created. I got pretty lucky. Well, I said earlier in the last video that I probably wouldn't be able to make all 4 divisions because all those generals probably wouldn't be active. Well, it ends up they all were active. I'm getting really lucky with that. So I've created all 4 divisions down there. Okay, here's the next turn. I did the inner turn there during that pause, and there were no battles or anything. It looks like Beauregard has pulled back a little bit towards Fredericksburg. I don't know, maybe he's heading down to besiege Fort Monroe through the winter. But he's less of a threat now. He may be trying to move up to Washington through Port Tobacco, which is a little frightening. But we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Joe Johnston hasn't moved. He's still sitting there. And if I hover over him, you can see that his power seems to have decreased. I don't know if it's because of the weather or maybe his supply situation isn't as good as it should be. But he's lost some power. I imagine next turn he'll probably pull back. We'll find out. So now I'll make my moves for this turn. I'll take Nathaniel Lyon and move him down 1 region to hopefully get some vision into Fort Smith, see what their garrison is like, and maybe sometime this winter I'll be able to attack. But for now, Fort Smith is on the other side of the river. It's hard to sort of see on this map, but it's definitely not in the region I'm moving Lyon to. He's in the region on the other side of the river. So that's it for Lyon. Hooker, I'll select all these units, 2 divisions worth, and I'm going to move them off to assault Fort Pike now that these units are all rested up. And I'm leaving 2 divisions behind to defend New Orleans in case the Confederacy pulls units together and decides to counterattack in New Orleans. I want a strong force there to defend. So there's my first assault on one of the forts in that area. Finally, here in the east, I'm not going to do anything. Except I believe I, in a second, move McDowell from Grafton to Washington, D.C., because I don't think Grafton, West Virginia is in any, yeah, here I go. I don't think Grafton's in any danger anymore, so I'm moving McDowell back to Washington, D.C. In case Beauregard decides to go through Port Tobacco and try to go to Washington, D.C., I'll have some better defenses there with McDowell in the area. And that's about it. I'm going to leave everybody in place defending the areas that they're defending, and I'm going to raise a lot of new troops over this upcoming winter to build a lot of new divisions. So here I hit pause and I do the inner turn. And here we are in the next turn. Looks like Hooker has arrived at Fort Pike and he's now besieging it. Anyway, I think this is about the end of it. We're going to go over what happened in this turn next time. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.